so let's say a company wants to work and to digitally transform itself. What should they focus on to start with? Let's say someone that hasn't done any of the work to become a digitally enabled, let's say. So what would be the first thing they should focus on?
Yeah. So one of the things that I've been spending a lot of time recently is to get managers to think about industries that have gone through the transformation and what lessons can we derive from those industries. So in the book, I talk about the automotive industry, and I spend a lot of time getting executives to understand the automotive industry because it's an asset-heavy industry, right? It's not like apps. It's not like media. This is an industry in which we have 1 billion cars on the road for 7 billion people on the planet, and it's going to go through from product to services, from products to platforms, and solutions for transportation needs of people and goods are going to be at the forefront of that transformation that we're going to see right in front of our eyes. But then take that industry and say, what lessons can we derive for our industry? Can someone like Uber enter into other industries? Can we go from decoupling asset ownership from asset being used to deliver services? So once we start looking at 3 or 4 such other industries and derive implications for a given industry, the managers start then thinking about what this means for them. I don't claim to be an expert in every industry, but I help managers connect the dots by looking at other industries that have gone through transformation. And then I tell them, put in place a digital transformation team composed of dreamers who are able to dream the future without being constrained about today, designers who design experiments, design experiences that translate the dream into specific activities, doubters who are the skeptics that you mentioned earlier, who are only persuaded by data, who are persuaded by data to say this is likely to happen, and then doers that execute these ideas at scale. Every company has to put a digital transformation team composed of dreamers, designers, doubters, and doers. And they're educated by looking outside of the industry. They're curious enough to look beyond the industry, but disciplined enough to run the experiments, disciplined enough to run the analysis required to invest what is needed at scale, disciplined enough to execute. So that allows every company to own their transformation agenda rather than let the other players, namely the digital giants or the startups, dictate the shape of transformation, in which case incumbents become rule takers and not rule makers.